You know, there's something deeply humbling about reaching 70. The world slows down just enough to give you time to think. And one thought that often creeps in quietly is this: how many more years do I have left? It's not about fear, it's about clarity. You've spent decades giving, building, living. Now it's natural to wonder how to make the most of what comes next. And the truth is, science has started to give us real clues. Clues that don't just hint at how long you might live, but how well. Doctors and researchers have spent years studying aging, and what they've found is surprisingly hopeful. It turns out that many of the signs that predict longevity aren't buried in some expensive medical report. They're right in front of us. Simple, everyday things we can see, feel, and even change. Let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed how you get up from a chair lately? It might seem like nothing, but the strength in your legs, especially how easily you stand without using your hands, has been shown to predict not just mobility, but even lifespan. That's right. In one large study, older adults who could get up from a chair without pushing with their arms lived longer than those who couldn't. Why? Because it's not just about legs. It's about muscle mass, balance, coordination, and your brain's ability to command your body. All of that, wrapped in one small movement. And this brings us to the first important sign: leg strength. Not just the kind you build in a gym, but the kind you maintain by staying active daily, walking, climbing stairs, getting up and down from low chairs or the bed. These little acts speak volumes about your longevity. If your legs are still carrying you strongly into your 70s and beyond, that's a sign your body is holding up well under time's pressure. But if your legs feel weak, it's not too late. Every step you take, every movement you practice, can be a message to your body: we're still in this. Now let's think about walking, not just the strength to do it, but how you do it. Scientists call it gait speed, but you know it as your walking pace. There's actually something fascinating here. The speed at which you walk has been linked to your overall health, including your heart, lungs, and brain. People who walk briskly, no rush, just with purpose, tend to live longer. That's because walking fast requires coordination, balance, strength, and energy. It's your whole body working in harmony. So if you're still walking at a steady clip down the hallway or through the park, your body is quietly telling you it's strong, and it wants to keep going. But let's not stop at walking. Think about your grip. It's such a small thing, isn't it? Holding a jar, twisting a doorknob, lifting a pot. Yet grip strength has become one of the most reliable indicators of overall vitality in older adults. Studies from around the world show that stronger grip is linked to longer life. Why? Because it reflects more than just hand strength. It's about muscle tone throughout your body and your nervous system's health too. So the next time you give someone a firm handshake or lift your grocery bag with ease, know this: your hands are speaking louder than words. And there's another sign that's not often talked about, but deeply powerful: your sense of purpose. Yes, really, having a reason to get out of bed in the morning, something that excites you or matters deeply, is one of the most consistent predictors of longevity. Whether it's gardening, volunteering, spending time with grandkids, or even caring for a pet, it doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that it keeps your spirit engaged. People with a strong sense of purpose live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to find or create that sense of meaning. So as you sit here watching this video, take a moment to reflect. How are your legs doing? What's your walking speed like these days? Can you grip a heavy mug without effort? And most importantly, what lights up your soul? These aren't just questions. They're quiet signs, already whispering your body's story of health and time. And here's the good news: you have more control than you think. Let's take a deep breath together. In and out. That breath, that's another sign. Your lung strength, your capacity, your vitality. And we'll talk more about that in a moment, because every part of you is connected. And the more we understand these signs, the more power we have to live not just longer, but better. Let's stay with that breath you just took. It's easy to overlook, isn't it? Breathing is something we do without thinking. But the way you breathe, how deeply, how steadily, and how efficiently your lungs exchange air is a window into your future. Studies show that lung function, especially after 70, is one of the strongest predictors of mortality. And no, it's not just about whether you've ever smoked or not. It's about how well your lungs are aging now. The good news? Your lungs are like any other muscle. They respond to training. A simple walk outdoors, a few minutes of deep breathing, or even laughing with friends keeps your lungs expanded and your oxygen flowing. Some seniors even try blowing up balloons as a breathing exercise. It may sound funny, but every bit of lung engagement counts. So, if you're still breathing well while climbing stairs or walking to the mailbox without feeling winded, that's a beautiful sign that your body's inner engine still runs strong. Now, let's shift focus, not to a part of your body, but to your mind. More specifically, your memory. Being able to recall names, details, events, these aren't just mental tricks, they're clues. Science has shown that mental sharpness, especially memory retention, is deeply tied to how long and how well we live. Your brain, like your muscles, needs movement, challenge, and care. People who stay mentally active by reading, learning new things, playing games, or staying socially engaged tend to live longer and with greater independence. So think about your typical day. Are you giving your brain reasons to work a little? Are you reaching for a crossword or picking up a book you've never read? Are you learning something new? Even something simple like how to use a new phone app. These aren't just hobbies. They're quiet warriors against cognitive decline. And they send a strong message to your body. We're still growing. Speaking of messages, let's talk about your posture. Yes, posture. The way you stand, the way you walk, how upright or hunched your body is. This says so much more than you might think. Studies have found that spinal alignment and balance are predictive of longevity. When your spine stays strong and your head is held high, your body functions better. Digestion, circulation, even confidence all improve. People with better posture are also less likely to fall. And we all know how dangerous a fall can be past 70. So take a moment. Sit tall. Roll your shoulders back. Gently lift your chin. Feel how your lungs open, how your core engages, how you suddenly feel more present. That small shift, that's longevity in action. And it doesn't require anything fancy, just awareness and a little consistency. Stretching in the morning, practicing balance while brushing your teeth, or doing light resistance work for your back, all of it matters. And here's a sign that may surprise you. It's your sense of hearing. Yes, your ears. Hearing loss is incredibly common after 70, but few people realize that it's not just about sound. Studies have shown that untreated hearing loss is linked to cognitive decline, social withdrawal, and even shorter lifespans. Why? Because hearing isn't just about what you hear. It's about how your brain stays connected to the world. So if you've been turning the TV volume up a little more lately, or if you often find yourself asking people to repeat what they said, don't brush it off. Get it checked. Embrace the tools that help, whether it's a hearing aid or simple daily exercises. Because when you can hear clearly, you stay connected. And that connection to people, conversations, music, laughter, it keeps your mind sharp and your spirit lifted. Let's take a moment here. Everything we've talked about so far, your walking speed, grip strength, leg power, breathing, memory, posture, and hearing. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness. These are signs your body is always offering. And when you listen, you don't just become informed, you become empowered. You realize aging isn't something that happens to you. It's something you live through, actively, purposefully, and with grace. There's a quiet kind of strength in knowing where you stand. Not just physically, but in terms of your health, your energy, your future. And the more you notice these signs, the more opportunities you have to improve them. Because every part of you, no matter how old, still wants to thrive. And before we move forward, take a second to appreciate yourself. You're here. You're curious. You care about your health, and that alone puts you far ahead. Most people drift through their 70s unaware of what their body is trying to say. But not you. You're listening. And that alone is a sign of longevity in spirit. There's one more sign that quietly weaves its way through everything else we've talked about, And it's something that can't be measured in blood pressure readings or step counts. It's your social connection, the people around you, the relationships that lift you, ground you, and keep you from feeling invisible. More and more studies are confirming what many seniors already feel in their hearts, that loneliness doesn't just make you feel sad, it can actually shorten your life. Social isolation after 70 is linked to a higher risk of cognitive decline, depression, weakened immunity, and even earlier death. But the flip side is just as powerful. Strong social ties, whether it's a spouse, a friend, a sibling, or even the neighbor you chat with over the fence, can boost your health in ways that rival exercise or medication. It's about laughter, shared meals, a warm hand, someone remembering your birthday. These are the things that breathe life into your years. So ask yourself gently, who do you talk to most days? Who checks in on you? Who do you feel seen by? And just as importantly, who do you reach out to? Longevity is a two-way street. Being there for others is just as healing as having someone be there for you. It doesn't need to be dozens of people. Sometimes all it takes is one good friend or one strong connection to change everything. Now imagine for a moment that all these signs we've been talking about, your walk, your breath, your memory, your strength, your posture, your hearing, your relationships, they're like stars in a constellation. Alone, each one tells a story. But together, they map out something even greater, a picture of how your body and mind are aging, and more importantly, how much life is still in front of you. Because this is the truth. Growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means growing wiser about how you live. And when you understand these signs, when you listen to what your body is saying, you can act. You can strengthen what's fading. You can nourish what's been neglected. You can hold on to what matters most. And you can shape your future, one decision at a time. Maybe you've noticed your steps getting a little slower, or your grip a little softer. That's okay. That's the body's way of whispering for your attention, not shouting that you're done. So move a little more today than yesterday. Reach for something heavier than usual. Call someone you love. Laugh with them. Stretch in the morning. Take a breath that fills your chest. These are not just habits. They're promises you make to your future self. You might not be able to change everything, but you can change something. And sometimes, that one small change opens the door to a dozen more. One stronger step leads to a more confident walk. A deeper breath leads to a clearer mind. A conversation leads to a reconnection. Before you know it, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. So many people believe that after 70, it's all downhill. But I'm here to remind you, it's not. The 70s, the 80s, and even the 90s can be rich, full, meaningful decades. Your body might change, but your will, your curiosity, your wisdom, that's still here. And the more you honor that, the more your body rises to meet you. If something in this video touched you, if you thought, that's me, or I can do that, then I want you to take that as your sign, not from me, but from your own heart, that you're still in this, that your story isn't winding down, it's deepening. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Share which of these signs you've noticed in your own life, or which one you're going to start working on today. Because you're not alone in this. There's a whole community of people just like you, willing to learn, grow, and live fully. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss the kind of content that can genuinely improve your life. And don't keep this to yourself. Share it with a friend, a sister, a neighbor. You never know who needs this reminder today. Here's to your strength. Here's to your clarity. Here's to your breath, your steps, your memories, and your laughter. Here's to your life, lived boldly, with care and intention, no matter the age on your calendar. Because after 70, the world still needs you, and you still have so much to give.